Pop quiz. True or false? In order to successfully pass the BJCP online exam, you need to have at least 10 years brewing experience and possess expansive knowledge of all beer styles. Multiple choice. This is the most important thing to keep in mind while taking the BJCP online exam. A. Knowing the different glassware. B. Proper references. C. Time management. Or D. Your homebrew club will tease you mercilessly if you fail. Multiple choice, multiple answer. What are essential tools to have handy when taking the exam? Choose all that apply. A. BJCP Exam Study Guide. B. BJCP Style Guidelines. C. A bourbon barrel aged barley wine to calm your nerves. Or D. Cheat sheets. Well, how'd you do? Find out all the answers and more as we get judgy about the BJCP online exam. Hi, and welcome to Let's Get Judgy, where I give you the tips and strategies to become a BJCP judge. In this video, we'll discuss the BJCP online exam, what's on it, how to prepare, and how you can up your chances of passing, all while grading the quiz at the beginning of this video. But first, a quick story. In late 2022, I decided to become a BJCP judge. But could I really do this? I had only been brewing seriously for a year and a half and had extremely limited knowledge of beer styles. Judges are like know-it-all wizards from another dimension that have been around for centuries making and grading beer. Or so I thought. So I made the decision to give it a try. I found the BJCP website, got some study material, studied for a week or so, and took the test. I figured that first try would give me an idea of how much I still needed to know before I could pass the test. Here's what I found out. First, the basics. The online exam costs $10 and you can get a 3-pack for $20. My advice, if you're not really confident about passing, get the 3-pack. It's an extra $10 and you can have a couple of backups in case you tank that first try. You have to wait 24 hours before retaking the exam, so use that time to brush up on what you missed. When you're ready to take the exam, make sure you have a full hour available to devote to the test. Get a quiet spot with no distractions, log on to the website, and go for it. The online exam is 180 questions, and you have 60 minutes to answer as many of those questions as possible. Now, before you freak out, because let's face it, that's a lot of knowledge to throw down in an hour, let's take a look at how these questions are coming at you. The questions will be a random mix of true-false, multiple choice, and multiple choice, multiple answer. The questions deal with the brewing process, judging ethics, beer styles and style comparisons, and beer ingredients. Here's a breakdown of how those questions will appear on the test. As you can see, the questions about judging ethics are all true-false, and there's only 20 of them. Since we're learning to become a judge, these are things we really should know about. When a judge can and can't judge an entry, how the rules change if you're a competition organizer, what responsibilities a head judge or a steward each have at the table, and other things having to do with the judging process. Questions about individual styles are either true-false or multiple choice. Where it got sticky for me was the style comparison questions. These can be true-false, multiple choice, or multiple choice, multiple answer. With the multiple answer questions, it will be worded like, choose all the answers that apply, or something like that. Beer characteristics are again true, false, and multiple choice, and the process and ingredient questions can come in all three forms. If you look closely, you see there are only 24 of the multiple answer questions. That's only 13% of the questions, and you need 64% or better to pass the test. So if you totally bomb or don't answer all the multiple answer questions, you're still in the game. So to recap, 180 questions, true, false, multiple choice, and multiple choice, multiple answer, and you have 60 minutes to answer as many as you can. You need to get 64% right to pass the test, and the best part, it's all open book. Yep, you can and should have whatever references you need to answer these questions. So let's talk about prepping for this exam. Here are the study materials the BJCP suggests and I used when I took my test. I'll have the links to all this in the description, so don't worry. The BJCP Judge Entrance Exam Study Guide. This will give you a great overview of all the questions asked of you on the exam. From the ethics to process and ingredients, this one will give you a good jump start to success. The current BJCP Style Guidelines. The style guidelines will be essential for those style questions as well as the comparison questions where you'll be asked about differences and similarities between two styles. the BJCP Judge Procedures Manual. This will tighten up your knowledge for those ethics questions. To be honest, it's pretty intuitive. Don't judge your own entries. Don't judge an entry if you think you know whose it is. Some stuff, though, isn't just common sense, like what's a steward's role and responsibilities during a competition, and what a head judge is expected to do are something I had to learn since I'm new to competitions. How to Brew by John Palmer. If you don't have a copy of this book, are you even a homebrewer? Just kidding, but many feel this is the homebrewer's Bible. Brush up on the brewing process if you're a new brewer, and be sure to go over some of those sections on brewing faults and how to fix or avoid them. This is important to know because when you're actually judging a competition, you're going to want to give some helpful feedback on how to improve the beer. So let's take a look at our quiz question. And your answer should have been A, B, and D. C is optional, I suppose. I made sure to go through the study guide and highlight any information I didn't already know so I could find it quick. I also had the style guidelines available, as well as a handy-dandy style comparison spreadsheet, which will be available in the description below for you to use too. Here are some strategies and tips to help ensure that you pass the exam. Tip number 1, time management. Now, you've got an hour to answer 180 questions. That's about 20 seconds per question, so use your time wisely. Answer the questions you know without having to look anything up first, then go back and tackle the stuff that gives you more trouble. Those multiple answer questions are a pain in the ass, so spend a little time trying to figure them out, decide on an answer, and move on. You can mark a question to go back and review it if you have time left. Use that to your advantage as well, but at least put your best guess on there in case you do run out of time. Bonus tip from the pros, check your pace as you go. At 30 minutes in, you should have answered 90 questions. This will give you an idea if you have to tighten up the time for each question or if you're on the right target. Tip number 2, go with your gut. A lot of times we can end up overthinking an answer to a question, especially those pesky multiple choice, multiple answer ones. Trust your gut. You're a good brewer and you know more than you may give yourself credit for. Narrow down your options to give yourself a better chance. The true-false questions are a 50-50 chance to get right, and the multiple choice answers can usually be narrowed down to 2 choices, so again, you have a 50-50 shot at getting it right. Trust your gut, and you'll be just fine. Tip number 3, use your references. Remember, this is an open book test. Get whatever materials you think you'll need, and be a good Boy Scout. Be prepared. Your best weapons in this are the style guidelines and a style comparison cross-reference of some sort. Like I've said, you don't have much time, so any way you can shave a few seconds off by having an answer easily available, the better off you'll be. Again, all resources mentioned in the video will be linked in the description. Tip number 4, take the practice exam. There is an online practice exam you can take that's 20 questions, and when you're done, they give you a breakdown of what kinds of questions you missed. Take this a few times to get a feel for how the test is given and know your weak spots so you can focus on those. Tip number 5, do your own style comparisons. Studying a bunch of books and PDFs is all right, but how about some fun research for the exam? Get some similar styles, German lagers, different IPAs and some pale ales, an American, English, Imperial, and Oatmeal Stout, and sit down and taste them side by side. Put together your own style comparison notes. What do they have in common? What makes each subcategory different? Use those notes to help with the exam, hopefully a day or two after a vigorous all-nighter. Now let's see how you did on this quiz question. The correct answer? C, time management. I can't stress this enough. You have limited time and a lot of questions to get through. Use your time wisely and keep that clock in mind as you go. When I was taking the exam, that hour flew by like it was 15 minutes. When you're in the thick of it, you can lose focus of your time by staying too long on a particular question trying to come up with the answer. So keep an eye on that clock and just keep moving. If you're getting value out of this video, give that like button a little love tap. It lets me know you're enjoying the content, and it's like a virtual attaboy. Thanks very much. Okay, let's get back to it. Once you finish the exam, you'll be notified right away if you passed or not. It's completely pass-fail, so you don't get your actual score. When you pass, congratulations! You get an official certificate in PDF form, and you are now an officially unofficial provisional judge. Unofficial because the BJCP doesn't officially recognize provisional judges. Save this PDF or print it out because you may be asked for that certificate number sometime in the future. The next step is to really study those styles and get ready to sit for the tasting exam, which we'll cover in an upcoming video. So with a bit of preparation, some good references, and a bit of confidence, you can pass this exam on your first try and take that first big step to becoming a BJCP judge. Good luck. I know you're going to do great. Hey, we forgot about that first true or false question. The answer? False. How do I know? Because I passed the exam on my first try with under 2 years brewing experience, some knowledge of ales, and almost no knowledge of lager styles. If I can do it, so can you. My friends at Michigan Brews have a video where they give their advice on how to nail this bad boy in this video here. Tell them I sent you. Thanks for watching. Stay judgy, my friends.